And welcome to this week's Grimm Tales, the podcast.
Yeah, buddy.
Before I got some shit to go into, but before that, I'm gonna get this out of the way now because sometimes we get lost in the moment. Okay.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. So before we get into it, guys, if you are new, you are watching Grimm Tales, the podcast. This is where me and VC Lauren do a deep dive conversation into the horror movies of the week. Okay. That means if you haven't seen it, stop right here. This is your warning.
Yep.
Stop right here. Go watch the film and then come back to join the conversation. This is not like The Quest where we go where we keep it spoiler free. No, this is spoiler heavy. So, yeah, go watch the movie and then come back. If you want to watch all other previous episodes that we've ever done, right there, you see it down below. Go to it. That is our website. That is noblegi.com. Make sure to get yourself some gear over there. We got the fucking shirts. We got the pads. We got your tampons. We got everything, okay?
I gotta buy me some of them tampons.
Got some of them right in the ass, man. Fucking Grimm Tales, Grimm Tales certified tampons.
Yeah, we need to do it.
That's what I'm saying.
Condoms is what I always wanted to do. Get some condoms.
Well, I'll get like face condoms, right? So it's like our faces are on the end of them, so you just splow.
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
Yep. With her mouth open, so it looks.
I get called a dickhead all the time, so I mean, might as well, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure to get yourself some merch over there. Everything is there on the website. Make sure to check out the full catalog. I mean, the full schedule. It's all there. Drop shows, game shows, all kinds of shit. It's all over there. Check it out.
And catalog, because we have a lot of shit
our full catalog of episodes of everything that we've ever done, past, present, and future is there. Everything you need to know about affiliations, everything. It's all on the website. Again, one more time, noblegi.com. That is NOBULLGI.com. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, hit that notification bell, stay up to date with all things Noble. If you're watching this on the YouTube channel, thank you. If you're watching this on the website, thank you. But still go over to the YouTube channel and give it a like, follow, subscribe. Same thing with all our other socials as well. You know, get all that shit done. It's very important.
Get sloppy. Hop around.
It's just like it's like my favorite word, okay? I don't know if you've ever heard this word, but I love this word.
Which one?
Sloppy toppy.
Sloppy toppy, baby.
Sloppy toppy, yeah. It's just like that. Okay?
And finger every like button.
Yeah, everything.
Finger it.
I'm talking like rusty trombone, the whole deal.
The whole deal.
Everything, okay?
But God, to get started, this fucking movie annoys
I'm gonna tell you something, okay? I don't think I'm made for whatever this is supposed to be. Like,
I don't know.
Like,
okay, the movie started off banging. I'm not gonna lie. You know, the kids got all shut up and everything, and then they come back to life, and then they go into another scene that made no damn sense.
No
the first one.
Nothing made sense to anything.
Like, when I was done, I said, "What the fuck did I just get done seeing?"
Even the underlining video that was in the background with the whole alien thing.
Alien shit. Yeah, like,
I was like, oh. But nothing was explained. None of the story was explained anything.
No, the kids got shot by the girl because it kind of did go back in like the third scene.
Yeah. But why though?
Some sort of
it was like a cult. But why? It was like a cult or some shit. But why though? What were they worshiping? They said 6 circles, so it has something to do with Satan. I know that.
Right. Yeah. And then there was a virtual reality with a sexy chick just wearing a fucking, and then she got fucking massacred.
The cool part of that. The cool part of this that was actually my least favorite one. But it had a real, like, the whole when the helmet came off and her whole top of her head was like fucking gone.
Yeah,
that was kind of cool.
Burnt and everything.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. It was just eyeballs and brain and shit. That was kind of cool.
Now, you would call this a found footage movie. Am I correct? Is that what?
No, that's absolutely, this was absolutely a full found footage. And you know what? I'm not surprised that I feel the way I do because I hate found footage films.
Yeah, me too. I really do. I mean, we did one that was surprisingly good.
There were two of them. There were two of them that we did that were all right. And we did that Possession of Deborah Logan or some shit.
Or whatever. Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
Right.
Yeah, and what was the second one? I forget now.
Oh, God, I can't remember what the second one was. I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember.
We did do a found footage one. But the second here's the thing. I did see the first VHS movie. I have not seen the second, third, fourth, or fifth.
Yeah, and have I.
I've not seen
I've never seen a VHS period.
I did. I seen the first one.
Would be my first.
The first one was weird, right? I was like, I didn't hate it. I didn't like it. It was like, whatever. And I don't even remember a lot of it.
What bothered me most about this movie was that there was no constant plot. It was everywhere.
No, it was like a bunch of stories. The whole premise of this is a bunch of stories mixed in one.
Yeah, and then towards the end, it kind of started to make sense. Oh, I guess the kid was dreaming. The goth kid was dreaming all of this.
Yeah. Well, no.
Like,
He wasn't dreaming. No, that's the thing. If it was the kid the whole time, that'd be one thing. But it wasn't even the kid the whole time. The kid was only dreaming in that scene. With the murders.
That whole detective scene area, yeah.
That was his own story, isolated from the rest of them.
Yeah.
The only thing, there was a common villain. Blah, blah, there was a common villain, always depicted throughout the thing. It was that 6, this, that, whatever. That was imaged throughout the film. Through each short had that same thing. So they were all linked in that one thing. So there was a villain that made all these events happen. But here you go.
Yeah, but
they never fucking explained it.
No.
And you know what? You could sit there and say, oh, well, this movie was left up to interpretation. Fuck you. I don't want to do all the work.
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I shouldn't have to overthink a movie. Like, bring it to me. Give me everything so that I could enjoy the film. I don't want to sit there and guess because that's all this movie did.
There is a clever way and a shitty way of doing that, right? For example, you could do a film like Inception. Okay? Great movie. Fucking mind-blowing ending that makes you go, what the fuck? What happened? And then everybody's got a theory, was he still dreaming? Was he awake? Yada, yada, all this shit. Did he stay inside the dream? All that shit, right? So that is a clever way to make you interpret the film. This is just like, my 11-year-old son could write a better movie than this.
This guy went out, found a whole bunch of short film students, right? Give me your best work because I'm going to slap it in an hour and 54-minute fucking film.
Oh, God,
That's what he did.
Dude, okay. I was 30 minutes into this film, right? And I was like, I didn't even look at the time at this point. I was like, I was 30 minutes in. Let me see. Maybe this movie's only an hour long. And then I seen an hour and 50-some minutes. I was like, oh, my fucking God.
Yeah, you see the status bar and you almost vomit. Like,
oh, dude, I checked it so many times.
Dude, I almost gave up.
Now, okay, to be fair,
in this movie.
To be fair, the kill scenes were were entertaining.
I will tell you, this was a very, very graphic, grody movie.
Sure,
okay.
Not.
I thought it was.
It was. No. It was.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's nowhere near on the Terrifier scale.
Well, no Terrifier. I don't think nothing's ever going to beat that for us. But
no. I didn't see nobody's penis get ripped out of the joint. Okay.
No, or a fucking pussy saw down.
Yeah, I didn't see none of that shit. Fucking taking candy out of a head.
Sloppy fucking movie.
Like, for example, like one of the, I hate to say one of my favorite ones, but when I say favorite, I will say like, things that made me go, damn, right? Was like when the chick got shot in the face, but when she came back, she's got her jaw hanging off and shit the whole time.
Hanging, look like ground beef hanging off the mouth. Yeah. Fucked
like
up,
that.
Yeah.
The guy's walking around with his fucking, you know what's pissed me? What the fuck really, really annoyed the shit out of me? All these stories, right? So you had the mystical water that brought people back from the dead, right?
Yeah.
You had the family that were serial killers for some reason. You had
she went back to that first story.
Yeah, which they were interconnected. Then you had the VR one, okay?
Yeah.
Which was almost kind of connected to the second one, but whatever.
Whatever, yeah, because I don't.
And then you have the aliens and all that shit. But what the fuck is with the Mayans?
You had a fucking right. That was like 20 minutes of the movie just turned into Spanish.
There was that, and then it was like an attack of like a Mayan. Like, you're going to tell me what? The Mayans came back and started blowing up your city?
Yeah, so it was an earthquake, and then when they went to the bottom of the building they were in, they started all getting possessed, and the whole... And then
that big-ass fucking Mayan guy came out and started killing them all and shit. And apparently it was the sexy chick that was naked.
The fucking sexy Mexican titties, I was going to say. That was
it was more than titty. Actually, I enjoyed it because it was more than titty. You had titty, you had ass in there. And she was down there doing like a whole chant and shit. And I'm just like, God, you could possess me anytime.
All day long.
All day.
All day fucking long, yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, that was probably the best part of the whole film.
Probably.
The whole fucking film. Out of hour and 50-some fucking minutes long, that was the best part. And that only happened for like 2 minutes.
it was a mashup, dude. This movie just took me everywhere. Like when the movie started, I didn't like the whole camera thing, right? I never do. But at least, yeah, oh shit, the kids are getting. And then they said, that, let's go after the killer. Remember when the girl said that shit? I'm like,
yeah.
oh, it's gonna get raw, and we're gonna find out why they're still alive and shit.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna go that direction.
No. The next time you see that is when they actually invade the house and fucking shoot the girl, and then she tries to shoot herself in the face and it doesn't work, and then they kidnap her. But then after that, they never go back to it.
No.
So they kidnap her, but
And what was up with the whole alien story? Like that wrapped around the entire movie.
Nothing.
But it was never. At the end, the fucking just started killing people with his tentacles.
I'm gonna tell you right now. This film actually did the most egregious shit that I actually hate. With found footage films, okay? Found footage. There's a reason why I don't like. There's a number of reasons why I don't like found footage films. But this film did a number of things, including one thing that I hate. Okay, I'll give you an example. Okay, at the end with the alien footage, when the doctor and the guy are waiting by the door to try to get in, he can't get in because his hands are covered by blood.
Yeah, so he can't detect this whatever.
Okay, which bullshit.
Tampering.
Okay, maybe. Okay, my bad. Maybe in the '80s. Maybe in the '80s that was good. Nowadays you could actually get through that, but technology is a little better. But maybe in the '80s it was a little different. And that's what all this shit took place in the '80s. But that's not my issue. My issue is, for example, one dude, the doctor gets killed, the other guy gets killed. Guy's laying on the ground. All you see is a pair of shoes. Alien starts dragging the body.
Yep.
Why is guy still holding the camera?
That's what I'm saying.
Or how about when the whole earthquake happens? Why are you running with a camera? Or there's so many times of why are you holding on to this fucking
dude,
you're getting shot at.
I've been jumping in that fucking water trying to get my ass on out of there. Fuck that camera, dude. No, it seems like throughout the whole movie, people were more concerned with holding the stupid camera.
Fucking guy's getting shot and he's over there peeking out so he can look at the bush with the camera. Shut the fuck up. All found footage movies do that, where they have illogical moments when people are supposed to hold it. Like, because that's what people do. People are like, oh, I gotta catch this on film.
Yeah.
And then, but if you're, oh my god, but you're dead.
Yeah, but if you're dead, who's gonna see it?
But it's not even that. How are you still filming if you're dead? Why is the camera with you like it's your eyes? It was weird, dude. The whole fucking movie just fucked with me. Like, it's just it did. And I just none of the story. They're really nonsensical stories.
And it went on to a weird home invasion one. Remember when he broke in the house and stabbed the lady to death under the bed and everything? Like, what the?
Well, that was with the kid. That was with the kid dreaming and
shit. Yeah, that whole part with the kid and
he had to be a goth kid. He had to be a goth kid, right?
He had to be a goth kid, and then at least explain to me why he's having these visions and how the fuck do they end up on tape?
Apparently he's okay. They kind of explain that
he manifested.
Yeah, apparently whenever he dreams, he psychologically imprints them onto VHS tapes.
Oh my god, yeah, no sense.
None of this whatsoever. Movie, none of even the short. Like, here's the thing, like, okay, if they would have did a movie about any one of these things, maybe they would have been interesting. Except for the VR one. The VR one annoyed me.
Yeah, that was weird. And it was like 80s looking VR too, so it was real shitty and just lines and colors. Yeah. It wasn't even like today's VR.
No, it like that was like early type, late 80s VR and shit. The glove, Nintendo and shit.
And they called the helmet the iPhone.
Yeah, my iPhones.
Like, what?
Like, you're a real creative guy.
Yeah, you took some time on that one, buddy. You really did.
I just apparently, from what I read, and I don't know. I looked this up, and I'm not 100% sure on this. But apparently, from what I read, each one of these movies is done by a different person.
Well, that's what I was thinking. It's like they're short films, so I'm thinking that grouped a bunch of them.
No. I'm not talking about the individual films inside the film. I'm talking about each VHS movie. So VHS 1, 2, and 3. 2, 4, 3, and whatever. Well, okay, my bad. There's only there's VHS 1, VHS 2, VH1. I'm saying VH1. Woo! VHS
back to the
1,
80s, baby.
Yeah, exactly. VHS 1, VHS 2, VHS Viral, because you had to make one of those. I didn't see that one, but apparently that has to do with the internet, I think.
Okay.
Then you had VHS 94, VHS 99, and then VHS 85.
So you're just jumping around, like. So I'm guessing the 95 was about the year 95, and this was a
Well, 94.
85, 94.
There was
yeah.
94, 99, and 85 are the last three. 85 being the newest one. Like, there's a part of me that wants to watch, like, the 99 one to see if it has anything to do with, like, Y2K and shit.
Y2K, yeah. Wondering.
But again, there's a part of me that's like, don't you dare.
I don't. You know what? This movie fucked me up so bad. I'm not even interested in anything else. VHS.
No, okay. Oh, you know what? Let me be fair. Let me play devil's advocate. In no way was this movie so egregious that I'm going to give it like my lowest score. It wasn't.
Of course not.
It was entertaining.
To keep me interested. Yeah.
Like the little stories, I was really my problem with it is the mini stories weren't totally bad. Like the first one with the water and them getting shot and coming back. They could have made a movie out of that.
That's what I'm saying. Or they could have made a movie out of the whole detective part.
Sure,
you know what
absolutely.
I mean? But
hell, even the Mayan one might have had a chance. Maybe.
If she would have been on the screen, for the whole 2 hours just shaking her ass and titties, would have been a great movie.
But out of all the little stories they told you, you had the lake one and the family, the cult, which I really enjoyed one movie.
I enjoyed the cult one, which could have been a whole movie, like you mentioned.
The cult and the cult and the campers. The cult and the campers could have been one whole movie.
Yeah.
And then the detective one. Yes.
And the fucking VR thing, that just didn't make any sense to me.
The Mayan one was
even included?
Random as shit.
Yeah, I appreciate the titties. That's about it in that scene. And yeah, just didn't make any sense. Those two.
No, it didn't make sense. If they would have written into it, like I'm saying, like out of all of them though, the Mayan one might, if they would have did a little more with it, might have made a little more sense. Maybe.
Yeah.
The VR one, completely nonsensical.
Well, I mean, they definitely could have done a movie with it because it went into possession. That's what happened to the people. Yeah,
like the whole area of Mexico gets possessed by a whole bunch of Mayans and shit.
Or something. I mean, yeah, you could definitely work a lot of good shit into that. But
now the VR one, right? I'm you know what? And you can call me a pig all you want. I don't give a fuck. I thought, and I was gonna be okay with it up until I thought she was gonna take the robe off.
Oh, me too.
Right?
And she was on her knees looking. I'm like, is a dude gonna stick a cock through the curtain?
Yeah. When the video went off, she's sitting there, her legs all hanging out, and she's got the robe on. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. And then she walked over to the VR headset, and then they clipped. If you looked at it, they clipped from it, right? So it went from her wearing a robe to that fucking jumpsuit. I'm like, you bastards.
Yeah, exactly. Like, take off the robe and then go on a jumpsuit. Yeah. Film the whole thing.
Like, why did you cut? Like, you're not going to show me that? Let me see the changing process.
Yeah,
they even give me that.
Shit, no,
like nothing.
We weren't privileged.
No. That one annoyed the shit out of me because I'm like, why the robe? If you're not going to take the robe off, why are you wearing the robe?
What's the point of it? And she was in a public stage, like she was performing apparently.
Yeah,
and like, what's the robe about?
I thought it was going to come off.
She didn't have that jumpsuit under there because you would have.
No, there was more leg. There was too much leg at first.
Too much leg.
When the robe went away, that shit went all the way down to her ankles. When she had the robe, all the way, like at least up to her knee was just leg.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what's under the robe? Like,
I want to see.
Like that would have been the highlight of that whole fucking scene. The rest of that scene was fucking. Like I said, the rest of that scene sucked up until they took the VR headset off her and she ain't have no fucking face and like.
No, she got fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just eyes and fucking brain and shit. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So what this film seemed like to me was a glorified way to make a film gory for no reason.
Now let me ask you a question, because normally when a movie flops or whatever, they just stop a lot of the times.
Oh, don't even get me started because we're going to talk about some shit later on. But go on.
Were the VHS 1, 2, and beyond, or whatever the fuck their names are, were they that successful that they had to do this?
Okay, VH1, fucking hell. VHS 1 apparently was successful enough for them to make a second one. right?
War in a second, right?
But mind you, I have this in notes. I do not. This is how bad this is. I'll get to this in a second. I do not have the financial information for this one that we're talking about now. And the reason why I don't have it is because they bluntly stated that they did not release either the box office information or budget. They didn't release any of that.
Yeah, because
but
it
now,
did that bad. That's
I want to go off the first movie because this movie definitely did not have any more than the budget of the first movie.
Right.
Did not. Okay, the first movie was definitely better produced than this one. And this one had the first one, the original film, had a budget of $247,000.
Wow,
that's it.
That's actually surprising. Yeah,
that's all it had.
That's a lot.
Well, it's a lot for this fucking. If this movie had $240,000,
yeah,
what? Because you weren't using top notch fucking shit.
No, they didn't need to because the movie was going to be like 80s looking anyway.
And all the again, while I appreciate this, no CGI was used. All of it was practical effects.
No, it was practical. It was, I guess they filmed it correctly and then added all the glitch and everything over top.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't even know if that was the case. Maybe the logical thing would be to do is film it with old equipment.
VHS.
Yeah, film it with old equipment so it has that old feel.
Yeah, and it definitely did.
It
did.
It
looked like old as VHS, yeah.
Yeah, it brought me back to some painful memories.
Yeah.
You're saying. Well, it wasn't painful at the time because I didn't know any better.
It was a shit at the time.
My grief with this, though, is like, you're going to sit there, and apparently the third one, VHS Viral, it flopped. Apparently it didn't do so well. So VHS 1, or VHS, we're just going to call it, because I'm getting tired of saying VH1. VHS did well enough for them to make a VHS 2.
Yeah, understandable.
VHS 2 did not do as well as 1, but apparently was fair enough to make a third one. Third one flopped. So for some odd reason, they thought it was a good idea to make 3 more fucking films. But apparently those ones didn't go to theater. Apparently these, like this one here, this one was, I think, strictly to Shudder. I think. Don't quote me on this, but I think this one, because that's where we watched it. But
a lot of these movies go to like a film festival, stay there for a little bit,
and then their streaming rights go to somebody. They get like exclusivity.
Yeah.
And apparently, this one's exclusivity is a Shudder exclusive.
It makes sense because Shudder has a lot of doozies in there.
But here's the thing. You know what? Ironically, out of the 2 that we use, Shudder is definitely doing better. Than Streambox or Screenbox.
Well, it's a bigger name because I've never even heard Streambox being promoted. Shudder, I see short commercials for that all the time on YouTube.
Do you know the reason why? I'm gonna tell you right now, and I keep it for this actual reason because I know it's eventually gonna be the same thing. Do you know the main reason why I got Screenbox?
No.
Terrifier 2.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because. Yeah.
Because it was there. It was streaming exclusively on there.
Right after the theater, that's where they put it, yeah.
Because they had exclusive rights to it, and they had Terrifier 1 and Terrifier 2. And I was like, well, fuck, I guess I'm getting Screenbox.
Yeah.
Now, they don't even have Terrifier 1. Peacock has Terrifier 1.
Yeah.
But
and where's 2 right now? Still there?
Two still on Screenbox, yeah. They still have the rights to that one. But 1 apparently went to Peacock. You have to watch if you want to watch it. Yeah. Which Peacock, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you right now. Peacock's horror collection is like complete dog shit except for like 1 or 2 movies.
It's owned by Comcast. Comcast never does anything good.
No, dude, we're talking like the bargain bin of the bargain bin when it comes to horror movies.
Oh, yeah.
Like Shudder has better movies. Screenbox has better movies than when it comes to that. Yeah. I do not have Peacock for horror movies. I have Peacock because they do good on other movies. On other movies, they do great for it.
Oh, especially when they get those, rights right out of the theater or whatever, or even occasionally, theaters.
Occasionally, they do get horror movies that are actually really good too. Like they're the ones that, if I remember correctly, no, they're not the ones that had. What the fuck did we? Well, we watched the Halloween one on there, which wasn't great.
Yeah, but, and then the Five Nights at Freddy, that was right there, like a day after the theater.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, well, but it's horror at least. I mean.
No, I'm not butthurt of that. I'm like I paid like that movie. That movie cost me like $150.
It sure did. Me too, because we went to the theater with our
to the
kids to
theater,
watch
the
that
kids and all
fucking
that shit.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was like 150 fucking dollars to watch that movie when I could have just
Yeah.
watched it for $5, you know.
Yep.
But
Would have
whatever,
been
whatever, whatever.
would have been that. Yep.
Price of this show. I'm just saying, all right. People don't realize how much money goes into this fucking show.
Yeah. Yeah. Buy a T-shirt.
Yeah, buy a T-shirt. Help motherfuckers out.
How about?
Bill, lights gotta stay on, motherfucker. But no, okay. Again, I'm not gonna say this is not at the lowest score movie that we've done.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible. It was just so oddly confusing.
The story,
and
I will tell you right now, the story sucked. Whatever this story was, sucked.
They could have just taken these little short films and bigger films, and they probably would have been better.
Oh, absolutely. I would have watched at least two. Like you said, the campers and the whole family, that could have been one movie. And then the detective one, that could have been another movie. Hell, maybe even the alien thing. That was slightly interesting.
Could have been turned into something sci-fi fun. Yeah, absolutely.
Like I would have probably watched that. Those that's 3 fucking movies. Let's make those 3 movies instead of making, or you know what?
To be honest, Stuart, at first I got a little excited. Oh, right, I know exactly. Just film it all in VHS form. Yeah. And let's enjoy that shit.
That's 3 VHS. Instead of having a VHS movie being like a whole collection of like bunch of shitty ass short films.
Yeah.
Why don't you just make, hey, this is VHS 4 and it's about the aliens, and then you got the family one, it's 5. You got 3 movies right there.
And at first I got excited. I'm like, oh shit, he actually picked a fucking teenager camper, movie.
No, I actually was about to be mad, dude. I was about to be fucking mad. I was like, I can't believe I picked that stupid shit.
I got excited. I'm like, I'm going to see titties today. I'm going to see it all.
No.
Nothing.
Nope. This
story got cut short, and it went on to something stupid.
Yeah, it went right from the camper one, right? This is the thing that pissed me off, right? So it went from the whole kids, and they're like, we're going to get revenge, and we're going to do exactly what they did to us, to them, right? Yep. And then they cut it right off there, and then they go to the Mexican one.
Yep.
Like what?
Yep. And then I'm like, just at odd at that moment, because I'm like, what the fuck? Did the other movie just finish? And
they even did the egregious thing of trying to make you feel like they recorded over some other tape, right? Because there was parts in there where like, it's 12 o'clock at night. Do you know where your kids are?
Yeah.
Like that shit that used to happen in the 80s.
Yeah. Cut off and everything. Yeah.
Like someone, because back in the 80s, that's what you would do. You would get if you didn't want to, like, you would get like I know I did this. We had like Disney movies and shit that we didn't want no more, and we would break the little record thing off the VHS tape so we could record over it. Yeah. Same thing with cassettes. We'd always do that shit. If you didn't want that album no more, you broke the little clips off of it so you could record over it.
Just clip it and fucking tape over it. Yeah.
So it's like that's what they wanted you to feel like that's what was happening, but it's just like, what? Why did why? There's my question, right? Why, if that's the case, if that's what you want me to, if you want me to believe that this was a found footage, why the hell were there 5 unrelated things? Like one thing happening on found footage. That's how all these this thing does it completely different. At least other at least even Paranormal Activity, which I fucking hate. Behind you, okay? I fucking absolutely despise Paranormal Activity, okay? The whole franchise. But that movie at least was one fucking story.
Yeah.
And it made sense to be a found footage story because, you found a tape of some events that happened. This was like 5 or 6 unrelated events recorded on one fucking tape.
Yep.
What?
This movie. I'll tell you what. Never again.
Never
again, I hope.
We almost watched. I do remember we almost watched VHS, the first VHS for season 1. Me and you did talk about that one.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, it was in talks. Yeah,
it
but
wasn't
we never
talks, but we never did.
I'm very happy. I'm almost happy.
I watched it. It wasn't as bad as this one. I'll say that.
Okay.
It wasn't as bad.
It was probably
as
a full-length story, not this one.
I can't remember. Honestly, it was a little bit better ago. I cannot remember, but I know production-wise it was a little better than this one. Hell, even the soundtrack could have been better, dude. It's like at the end, I was expecting some like cool-ass 80s music. there was like some 80s goth music at the very end of this, like in the credits, but it wasn't even good 80s goth music.
No, it was.
It was like
I was expecting some some new wave or dark wave or something gothic-y.
This was
that.
like, it was like some underground, like bargain bin goth music, like some
Yeah,
they found some old school shit. Some band was like, yeah, you know what, it never worked. We broke up anyway. You can have it.
Get out there somehow, or we got to get out there somehow. So put us to your shitty movie.
Yeah, pay us like $1,000 and you can have it. You know?
Probably not. Just for exposure, they did it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like this whole fucking like. And if you ever notice this too? I'm gonna tell you, I don't give a fuck. Some chick. Okay, other than one thing, right? Chicks in the '80s were sexy.
Oh, I agree. The '80s is my favorite fucking time of the. Everything '80s I adore.
They were no chick. I don't know what
Even
it was like.
90s.
The aesthetic, everything.
Curly hair.
It wasn't even. It was like wavy and shit, and then
It was wavy.
And you had like the whole emo kind of thing going on and shit.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
And then that's where the whole rocker chick thing came from too. So it's like that was cool, right? But it's like they didn't have none of that.
No.
The closest thing they had to it was the goth kid.
The goth kid, yeah.
That was the closest. That was the only thing to the '80s that they actually had. They didn't have not one, sexy '80s goth chick in this.
Chick, exactly.
Not one.
Yeah.
Not one. Like what the fuck? Like, and they had chances. The only sexual, like cool, like actual good sexual thing that they even did was the Mexican chick that like just took her jumpsuit off and got sexy
and fun. She got sexy for no reason too.
Yeah.
Just to kill the dude and walk over to the big god or whatever that she was trying to awaken.
Yeah, like.
Hey, but that's hot. That's how she got sexy for no damn reason.
No, like, okay. I mean, if you're gonna die, I mean, that's one way to go, you know.
Yeah, right.
Maybe she gave him a little blow or something. I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
you didn't see what her hands were doing. Maybe while she was stabbing him, she was like giving him a handy jet. Yeah,
maybe.
Like, look, I know you're gonna die. Let me do you a favor. You know.
You got to remember that god she was trying to awaken was probably like asleep for thousands of years.
Oh,
he's gonna
wreck
it. Yeah.
He's wrecking that shit. I know I would. If I woke up after a couple thousand years, first thing I'm doing is,
first thing you see, I'm fucking.
Whose cheeks getting slapped? I'm just saying. I'll be slapping those cheeks.
Man or woman, they don't give no fuck.
I don't give a fuck. Everybody's getting it. Got plenty of backlog, all right? Plenty of backlog.
Yeah, he's a no. Fuck it.
With the headgear on, too. You seen the wild-ass headgear he was wearing? Keeping it all on. Role-playing the shit out of that.
Yep.
They call me Bulaka Shaka, okay?
Senor Bicho Grande, motherfucker. I don't know.
Walk around. Be like that alien. You remember that that weird ass 80s aesthetic alien porn that I sent you a long time ago?
Yeah.
When I'm running around the house with the dick dragon.
Big ass dick, yeah.
Like unrealistic, like just running with it, dragging. He's running down the steps, and all you see is it dropping on the steps.
Yeah, just smacking each step
as it goes down. Wooden steps, you hear it go clicking, go pop, 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 all the way down. That would be me. Okay, I'll roleplay the shit out of that, dude. Okay.
Yep. Just fucking anything I see.
That could have been a movie by itself.
A good porn, at least.
I would have watched it. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I would have watched it. Absolutely.
Big dick Mayan dude just arises from the sleeps.
Call it Mayan Slammer. Like there's so much things that you could do. This is why I think we need to get into short films because
dude, I tell you. I always wanted to it's
just money, man. That's what it's so expensive to do it.
It's never had the equipment, never had the money. It
doesn't. It's all about that. That's the only reason why here at Noble we don't have short films. Okay, that's the only reason why. The only reason.
We sure would. If these guys are looking to donate film equipment, right here.
Oh, absolutely, straight up. Yo, you don't want to quit. You don't want to sit there and
I don't care if it's old. As long as it works, give it up.
Straight up.
Shit, we'll start somewhere.
But here's the thing, right? If you don't want to buy merchandise, okay, you could just donate some money.
Yep.
Okay, because we'll put it back in. We will put it back in.
Oh hell yeah! Everything goes back in until we're making profit.
Absolutely.
So
So you got. I'm just saying. There's some.
Just saying. Old studios out there, they got shit in the closet.
As I'm saying, yeah, we will take your donation.
Put it to use. Yep.
Because we will work our ass off to try to make something better than VHS.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, that would be the promise. Absolutely. Something better than VHS. Something better than Red Snow. Something. There's so many.
It will be way better than. I wouldn't even want to throw that in the same fucking category. Like I could do a 10-minute fucking film of me just playing with my nuts, and it would still be better than Red Snow.
It'll sell better. Yep.
Jesus Christ! Yep. Don't get me started on that film. Like even the cast. I'm gonna tell you right now, the cast in this film. I don't know nobody. I'm gonna go over it real quick. We'll make this one quick on the cast level, right? So I got the cast here. The cast of this film is Danny Didi, I think. I think she's the chick who was titties out, I think. I'm not 100% sure. James Ransom. I don't know who you are. Freddie Rodriguez. I don't know who you are.
Those were the Mayan part, the Mexican parts, I guess.
Jordan Balfi. Don't know who you are. Ari Golgoros, I don't know who you are. Rolando, I'm not even going anymore. Like,
fuck it.
I'm just gonna.
Nobody better.
No,
nobody.
It's not even that. Maybe they are somebody in their respective country or field.
Maybe,
but they're not AAA. They're not AAA actors, and that's not necessary either, though.
It's not a bad thing, no. But
we have done movies like you look at Terrifier. Not a single fucking person
everywhere.
In the first film. The second one, there was a little bit of here and there. I mean, fucking Jericho is in the fucking second film.
Yeah.
Which I thought he was going to be in more. I'm not going to go into too much of that.
That was disappointing. But I would like to see more of Mr. Jericho.
Apparently, he's supposed to have some kind of involvement with it.
Maybe for the third one.
There is rumor going around about that. But regardless, the first a Terrifier movie had nobody of notoriety when it comes to names, and that was a great movie. Yep. That movie had dude. What did that movie have a budget of, like $30,000 or some shit like that?
It was $30,000, yeah. So that had less than the VHS.
Way less.
You said
$242,000.
Jeez.
And Terrifier,
and look at the masterpiece that Terrifier came up with, man.
Okay,
goes to show you that.
Check it. This movie took place in multiple locations, was still horribly done. Terrifier was done in one sole location. The first one was done in one sole location in one house. Murders in this one house for a whole time, and it was still more entertaining than this fucking movie.
It goes to show you that not all the time it's money.
No, it's not.
All the time it's money.
It's about creativity and what your vision is.
Yep.
Which this movie lacked. This movie did not. Okay, there were fun things. Like the gore was entertaining.
It did.
The acting was subpar.
Some of the scenes, as I'm calling them, scene one was perfect. It
Sure.
was good if it would have continued, but that's,
Actually, they didn't even have to bring him back to life. The fact that I wasn't expecting to sit there and watch them all got like they did.
Right.
Like you seen dude's head get blown off, and I was like, damn.
They got violently.
Yeah, very violently.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit! You seen chick get shot in the mouth?
Yeah.
Like
you
holy
see her jaw just like blood everywhere.
Like
it was
shit. I was like, okay. I had high hopes at that point. I was like, okay, this is gonna be a fucked up movie. And then we went to the Mexican part.
And boom. And that was boring. I'm sorry. The whole news thing with the earthquake, it was only good in the end. At the end.
The very end. Yeah, the very end of that. That whole part, it was similar to the VR part.
Stupid.
The VR part and the Mexican part, the only cool parts of both of them were the ends.
That's it.
That's it. Mm-hmm. And they were kind of, if you noticed, the VR god, they're still going to be fucking started on that stupid shit.
The VR god, yeah.
The VR god looked like a Mayan god. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
He had a Mayan headdress kind of deal going on.
Yeah. Oh, yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the digital,
like what?
Weird looking god thing. Yeah. Yeah. It was just lacking, this movie. But
the three good parts of this film, like I said, you had the cult family and the campers.
Yep.
Wrap all that. That was
Which was
entertaining.
one.
Yeah, and that was only like maybe 20% of this whole film because there was only two
That's
parts. There was only two parts that they showed that. There was the family part where the family got, and then the part with the campers, and then they never went back to it.
Never.
The Mayan one was so bad they never went back to that at all.
They never
The
went back
VR
to that.
one,
They
same
went to
thing.
The VR one, thank God for that.
They
'cause that
kept
was
going
terrible.
back. They kept going back. The whole thing was basically about the alien one.
Yeah, and they were like very small parts too. It
Yeah.
was just like wrapped around everything.
Yeah, it was like in between each film. That was what it looked like. That's what they were recording over.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe
like,
that's what it was. Maybe that's what they were trying to insinuate.
and then the detective
I don't
one.
know.
The detective one could have been interesting too, but again, they never went back to it.
No, they
like-
showed a couple murders, the investigation. It turned out that it was the detective the whole time.
No, it wasn't the detective.
Ah.
It was the father dude.
Well, he was a detective too. He was a
he was. Yeah, he was a
detective.
video. Yeah, he was a video forensics guy.
Yeah,
Or some shit.
video forensic guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But he
and
was he was the father of the
face.
kid.
Yeah.
And then the
so,
goth
yeah,
kid
it was
shot him.
weird.
And then it went. And
Yeah.
then it was over.
That's it.
Like
That's it.
these
Oh,
weren't
the
even
goth
good.
kid knew that he was going to kill him because he
Yeah.
made that apparent. He dreamed how this is all going to end.
But did you
Yeah.
notice? This is another. Why was the kid shocked and petrified at the end when he did what he knew he was going to do?
Right.
Like
He must have known that his father was the corporate.
no,
the
he
whole
knew
time.
that, and he knew. Apparently, he knew he was going to shoot him in the fucking back of the head.
Right. So what was he so worried about?
He had this face on him, like, "Oh my god, what the hell just happened?" Like, bitch, you knew what was going to happen.
It was
Unless
a weird
unless the
movie.
plot hole dictated that you fucking, because there's a plot hole for you. You knew it was going to happen, but you're still shocked anyway.
He didn't believe his dreams.
Apparently.
He,
And then apparently that runs in his family too. You remember that?
Yeah.
His aunt had
Yeah.
and his mother killed. They had a whole story there. His mother killed himself because she went crazy because of that. Like
Yeah.
there was a whole story there, and they like. You know what this is? You know how
Yeah.
people. You know how people do short films that eventually become full length. I mean, hell, Terrifier was exactly that.
That's short. Mhm.
Yeah, they were short. This basically is an advertisement for short films, but that's all it is.
They could
They
potentially
could,
become.
but the
full
fact
films,
that they wrapped it up in an actual movie, they could never do this now because that's an actual movie now. So all these stories are part of the VHS thing.
Yep.
Like, man. At least, the one movie where Art was, I think it was All Hallows Eve, where Art, like one of the films where it was like the chick where she put the videotape in and Art was in there and all that shit. Like that was where Art originally came from. That made sense because it was about the menacing thing behind the tape. That like even though that was a couple different stories, Art was still in all of them. So it's still surrounded around the idea of Art. And then the spin-off was Terrifier. Terrifier span off from All Hallows Eve and the Ninth Circle, I think it was called, or some shit.
Which what a great name! Like it's such a simple name, Terrifier. But
absolutely.
It works so well. Yeah.
And
It's like,
and
this guy
we're
knew what he
addicted
was
to him
doing.
now. Like he's this
exactly.
paranormal entity that we don't know nothing about.
Yeah, and
Like,
I want to
it's-
learn more.
Yeah, no. This movie,
Yep.
nah.
I don't want to revisit the first one, second, third, whatever.
No.
Yeah, this is it.
Let's dive. You know what? It's that time. Let's dive into it. Let's get it over with. Now we're at the time of the show where we give you our scores. We would love to have given you some financial information and stuff like we do usually, but they strictly did not release any for this one. So just keeping that in
They
mind.
fucked up that bad. That's why.
Yeah, they were like, "Nah, we don't want you to know how much."
This is embarrassing.
This is embarrassing. We should stop making these. And you know what? I agree.
I'm almost sure they will at this point.
I don't know, man. There's some people out there who just love shit like this. So
Yeah.
let's get into the scoring. For this one, of course, we give our 4 scores 1 through 5 of story, acting, gore, and production. Those go from 1 to 5 in between if needed. So that's 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. If it's below a 1, we give it a noble pile. If it's above a 5, we give it the noble seal. After that, we go and we move on to our woke score. The higher the number, it goes up to 10. So the higher the number, the worst. And then we give our overall, which also goes up to 10, but the in-betweens are still in effect. So 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, all the way up to 9.5 and 10. And then our noble pile and noble seal are also still in effect. So with that said, let's turn it over to VC Lauren as we do here. What do you give your score for the story of VHS 85?
I would literally have to break that down into all the different scenes. There was no full story, so it gets a 1 because it wasn't a consistent story.
I gave it a little bit better than you.
Okay.
I gave it a 1.5.
It's hard to give it a because
Well, that's the thing. If
there was multiple stories.
None of them were good stories. They were great concepts.
Yeah.
But they weren't stories because none of them answered any questions. There was no beginning and end. They cut it off when it was just starting to get interest in every single one of them.
Yeah. I thought those kids was going to go on a revenge spree.
Straight up.
Nothing.
Straight up. Yep. So it's like, okay.
We're hanging Joe and all, man. That would have been banging.
That's what I'm saying. Like all that could have been fucking great. The story was nonsensical. They weren't even good short films because at least short films make you want to see more. I don't care about any of these stories.
I don't care. Nope.
Like none of these stories were me going, man, that would have made a great story. Yeah, there was some in here that were like they could have been good stories, but I don't care if they ever get made.
No, I'm not losing sleep. This is waiting.
I give it a 1.5. The only reason why it doesn't get a straight 1 is because some of it was interesting enough to make me go, oh, is this going to be? And then I got let down at the end.
Makes sense, yeah.
Like that's solely it right there. It's the only reason it gets a 1.5. So let's move on to the acting. What do you give the acting for this film?
I gave it a 2.5 because it wasn't terrible, but it also didn't blow me away. So a 2.5
I wish
average,
it blowed me.
right down the middle. Yeah. That would have been better than a fucking Dendam.
Jesus Christ. Even any of the guys could have done. I still would have been happier than watching this film.
Right?
Fucking hell. You know what? Ironically, I meet you with that. I also gave it a 2.5. There was don't get me wrong. Okay, if this was one film, it would have gotten much lower. There was acting in this film that was like the chick in the robe, horrible actress. Didn't like her.
Yep. Oh,
I wanted to see her was to take his robe off. That's it. Horrible actress. Didn't like it. There was even some of the people that were in the one chick that he was flirting with in the beginning. She's a horrible actress. Hated her. She annoyed the shit out of me. One of the guys were annoying as shit too. They just said shit that just people don't say. Right. The detective in the detective part, he pissed me off. He's a horrible actor. Like there's a lot of but because this was so mixed, I can't give it a horrible. I gave it because some of it was interesting and some of it was just dog shit.
Most of it.
Yeah, most of it was dog shit. I was gonna say that. So yeah, I give it a 2.5 as well. It was, and that's me being nice.
Yeah,
it's right down the middle. Like it's right down the middle.
Right there.
Gore. What do you give the gore for this film?
This is my highest score. This is going to be my highest score. The gore wasn't bad. It was, for the story at the point, it made sense. It looked good. I gave it a 4.5. I really enjoyed the gore. And that's pretty sad. No. The gore was more exciting than the movie.
No, and I actually agree with you. It is also my highest score of this. I didn't give it a 4.5. I did give it a 4. The gore was entertaining. It was I was okay. I was like, all right, cool. Like the guy, even in the Mayan one, the guy got fucking impaled by all those fucking those poles and shit. Like that was like okay, got his head bashed in with a crowbar. Which the crowbar thing pissed me off about that one because it's like how many times are you gonna kill somebody? Like that was like the weapon of choice for the whole thing was everybody was getting killed with a crowbar. Even at the end,
that's all bad, I guess.
But even at the end, before the chick got all naked and shit, you seen her pull out the fucking crowbar of the dude. Like,
and
fuck, why
the dude? What's
with the fucking crowbar? Just rip his heart out already or something. Shit.
Something. Do something cool.
The saving grace.
Put in his face.
Yeah, right. Something. Suffocate him. Maybe it has teeth.
Yeah.
No, they already made a movie about that. Never mind.
They did that. Yep.
They already made the killer fucking vagina movie. So whatever.
Oh yeah.
We're not gonna revisit that shit. Scared the shit out of me. Almost turned me gay. But
Nansko can have teeth too, so you're fucked.
Yeah, but they didn't show that. They only showed the fucking pussy.
Exactly.
So it made me scared for a little bit. I'm just saying. But yeah, that was the saving grace of this whole film. Is it worth? Did it save the film? No. There are absolutely better movies with great gore than this film. I would not say, oh, you need to go see this film for the gore. No.
Yeah, this wasn't top of the line, but it was.
It was the saving grace of this film. That's all it was. Moving on. the production. What do you give the production of this film?
Ugh. I mean, I know that it was meant to look 80s VHS-y, but even with that put to the side, it was average. Lackluster or whatever that word is. Lackluster. What is the word? Well, you're not enjoying it. Yeah, whatever. I give it a 2.5. It was
okay. I went a little
right
bit higher.
Down the middle.
I went a little bit higher.
Okay.
The reason why before I give my score, the reason why I gave the score I did is because I did enjoy the practical effects.
Mm-hmm.
The practical effects were well done. Like the violence and the gore that were in it for what it was well done. That's probably where the majority of this fucking budget went. Because it didn't go to actors, it didn't go to locations, and it didn't go into production, music, and shit.
No, all the buckets of blood they had to use and shit.
Yeah, blood and fucking and the guts and the intestines and all that other shit.
Yep.
And makeup and all
that shit.
So all the practical effects. I gave it a 3.5 because the practical effects. I like when shit looks real. That's the only thing. Mm-hmm. The only thing I like about found footage films is when shit actually looks real, because then it can convince you that it's real.
And they actually have to work harder on that because it's obviously raw footage. At least it's supposed to be raw footage.
Exactly. So it's supposed to be convincing. It's kind of like watching Cloverfield, which I loved, right? Mm-hmm. But the thing about Cloverfield was, yes, Cloverfield was a found footage film, but it had CGI
all over it, right?
So it tricked you, even though it was a found footage film, it still tricked you, because that would, like, oh my God, this is found footage, but it has actual fucking aliens in it. What?
Yeah.
Like, that was cool. Yeah. But this movie was no Cloverfield. But I did appreciate the practical effects. The only thing about this film that I appreciated. So, I gave the production a 3.5.
Yeah, fair.
It's a little bit above. I enjoyed the practical effects. It's basically soundtrack. If it wasn't for the practical effects, this movie probably would have got a 1.5, because
the soundtrack
was null and void. The acting was horrible. Camera work, even if it was trying to be fucking 80s, it still looked like shit. Yep. So it's like the production, I mean, it's not good. So it was just all about the practical effects. So going from there, we'll move on to our our woke score. What do you give the woke score?
I didn't see anything. I gave it a 1. I didn't see anything, unless you can, come up with anything. I didn't see it.
No, I surprisingly none. And I do, like I said, I applaud any movie that
because it came out this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So any movie that doesn't result
2023.
Yeah, it was yeah.
Yeah, I keep forgetting.
Any movie that doesn't resort to do the whole woke political approach to their movie, regardless, especially in horror movies, I applaud. I will give you a minor applaud. I'll give you a 2-finger applaud. How about that? I'll just tap 2 fingers together, okay? Because that's all you deserve. That's all you're getting. Just that's all you're getting. But thank you for not being a woke film. I'll give you that.
At least. Thank you for that.
So, I give it a 1. Right at the bottom. The needle didn't move. I didn't notice any wokeness at all. So, bravo for that. So, with that said, let's get into our final overall score. What do you give the overall score of VHS 85?
The movie didn't 100% bore me, but I'm not going to lie. I felt like giving up sometimes. Obviously, I wouldn't. Obviously, I got to do the show, but I did lose some interest. I give it a 3.5. I think this has been one of the worst movies, and I'm actually glad you picked this one this time, because I'm normally the one for that.
Yeah, you usually do pick the stickers. I guess we got to have balance every now and then.
Yeah, right. So we had to balance it out. Yeah. So 3.5. I think that's.
Wow, I actually gave it a better. I did give it a better score to you.
Okay.
It was not as egregious as I definitely shit all over this, but I had to be fair, because I have given other movies that were absolutely worse than this a 3.5, so I couldn't go that low, because there were movies that were worse than this. So I gave it a little above. I gave it a 5.5.
Okay. All right. I will be honest. I would rather watch this 12 times over Red Snow. So I guess that has something.
Red Snow got the lowest. I think what that get like a 1. Like did we give that a pile? I don't know if we gave that a pile or not.
I can't remember, but we probably did.
I know we gave a film a pile once, and I can't remember what it did. I don't know.
We would have to go back.
I'm gonna have to go back at some point.
Out, but I think I would rather watch this 5 times.
Yeah, no, I would have, because I didn't want. I did feel that it lingered on way longer than it needed to, but I didn't feel like I wanted to turn it off. Right. I wanted to go from start to finish. So that I'll at least give it that, because there have been films that we watched that I was like, oh, God, I just want this to be over.
I don't know.
It's like getting punched in my nutsack.
When it got to the Mexican scenes, like that entire 15 minutes of that, I probably lost consciousness about 5 minutes.
Oh no, I'll tell you what. To be honest with you, while that was going on, I was actually researching this film.
Yeah, dude, I was gone. Dude.
I was doing paperwork while that scene was going on.
It's just terrible.
That's how hard.
And a movie shouldn't do that. A movie should not do that.
It should absolutely not do that. It should absolutely not do that. So, yeah, you gave it a 3.5. I give it a 5.5. So that brings us down to roughly around 4 to 4.5. It's still below the average.
It's still a stinker.
That's still a stinker, all right? It's below a 5. So I'll round it off. 4.5, right? We run it off because yours goes to a 4, like mine goes to a 5. Yeah. We'll meet in the middle, 4.5. That's what the final between us two. We give it the 4.5. And I don't think it's gonna make the final cut anyway when we do our countdown. No. Yeah. We're doing 29 films this season. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way this is making it into the top 10. No way.
Yep. Doubt it.
So there it is, guys. There is VHS 85. It is on Shudder. If you have Shudder and you want to watch this film, sure.
Go ahead. But don't rent it.
Don't rent it. Don't buy it. I don't care if you're. You know what? If you're and fucking, I feel bad for you if you are. But if you're a VHS collector of these films, like if you collect these films, fine. But
I guess.
Goddamn.
But if a family member tries to give you this for Christmas, smack them in the mouth.
That's it. With it.
With it.
Followed shortly after with your dick.
Yep. And right tape it and put it on the internet, and that would be a better movie than
that. Would be a great sequel to this film.
Yes, it would. Just that's it. Smacking people around with it.
That's it right there. Yep. But that is our edition, this week's edition of Grimm Tales, the podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show at least, because the movie was not enjoyable. If anything, like I said, the gore was entertaining. That's about it.
But
that's literally, and it wasn't
titty scene, and that's
but that only went on for like 2 minutes, so it wasn't even for an almost 2 hour movie. You're gonna have a 2 minute titty scene. That could have that could have saved this movie if it was a little longer, but not even that saved this fucking movie. It was bad. But that is our take on the VHS 85. And you know what else? I'm gonna leave it with this. This actually pissed me off because I love when movies do takes on the 80s. Like modern movies do takes on the 80s. Like Stranger Things. Stuff. Like Stranger Things. Love the Stranger Things as a take on the 80s, right?
Absolutely.
But this, poorly. They didn't even have any sexy 80s chicks in it.
No sexy 80s chicks, no 80s.
No 80s aesthetic, music, no nothing, 80s new wave, nothing.
Yeah, just a glitch. There was a glitch throughout the whole movie. That made it 80s.
They didn't even have really good 80s. Like some of the guys had mullets and shit. That was about it.
Yeah. Detective.
Yeah, it's like, some had like a pedo stash. Like that was pretty 80s. That's 70s and 80s, little handlebar pedo stash and shit.
Yep.
I'm just saying, regardless, don't rent it. If you can avoid it, don't rent it. If you do have Shudder, then, sure, watch it. If you really want to kill time, maybe do that. I wouldn't say get Shudder for this movie, though.
No. God, no.
If you have no interest in getting Shudder, I would not say get Shudder to get it.
No.
So.
No. It lacks a lot of good stuff, but whatever.
It is. But that is our show, guys. Make sure, like I said, if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, like, follow, subscribe, hit that notification bell, stay up to date with all things Noble that we do over here. Also, if you're watching on the website, make sure you spread that website around. Like and follow us on all other platforms. Get over to the website, get some merch. Goes a long way. If you don't want to get merch, there's some donations sitting there as well. And if you can't put money to invest into Noble, which we do appreciate. Spread the word. Word of mouth goes even further.
Yeah.
We're not just saying there's plenty of ways. And we are thinking, if it hasn't happened already, we are thinking about doing like a Patreon at some point. We just don't have anything exclusive for Patreon.
That's the thing. Yeah, we would have to come out with something to give.
Yeah, we have to have some exclusivity to Patreon. Yeah. Once we figure out what we can put on Patreon that's exclusive for you guys to pay for tiers and stuff, and some gear and stuff that you guys can get, then we'll get there. But until then,
Yeah.
like I said, there's all the other ways you can help. Get yourself some merch. Donations go a long way. Word of mouth helps a lot. Okay. Make sure to get over there as well to check out all of our, on the website, make sure to check it out. Our full catalog is there, past, present, and future. The full schedule of everything that we do on the network, whether it's movies, gaming, political stuff, all that other shit is all there. Make sure to check it out.
We're a basket of all.
That's it. Make sure, like I said, that website one more time is nobulgi.com. That is NOBULLGI.com. This is the end of the week for us. Well, I'm not, well, yeah, this is the end. Yeah, because we don't have anything on Saturdays.
You do on Sunday, but
I do, but we don't do anything on Saturdays unless it's a drop show.
Nope.
We don't do anything on Saturdays.
That's family time.
That is off time. That's for me to like just be fucking lazy as shit. But yeah, that is the end. This is the start of the weekend for you guys. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your night. Enjoy your Friday in general. Enjoy your Saturday. Have a safe one. And then join us on Sunday, as always, for game nights with yours truly. To find out everything else that we do on the network, make sure to go to the website. Check it out. It's all there. But with that said, I think it is that time to get the hell out of here, yeah? I think.
Great weekend, guys. Peace out.
Absolutely, guys. Make sure to check everything out. We will have more for you next week. With that said, though, we're going to get out of here. Peace out, peeps, and we will see you when we see you.
Oh.
just wanna take you home, so lose the grip and make it on your own. Lady, you've got a claustrophobic mind, and I am not